Okay, it's our turn again. Time for a little get back. But first, we're gonna be a little bit more patient, get everybody to full health if we can, because there may be a surprise or two in store. Just put them on manual, keep them well beyond the battle temporarily. He should be fine. They're in the trees, but still 9 defense, 27 attack. You do the math. Remember the Atari Jaguar? Was anybody around when that was afoot? Well, I'm sure you were. I mean, some of you might be really young, but that was mid-90s when that came around, right? They had their slogan, I think, was "Do the math," because it was technically, according to them, the first 64-bit system. Not that anybody was buying it. It was probably 32 in all reality. I don't know, maybe they gave it 2 32-bit processors and used that as a reason to call it 64 bits, because they like to do stuff like that, you know. They tried to get you with those technicalities or find little loopholes. Thought they were sneaky. Oh, but we found a Mirage Robe in the well there, so keep in mind there, folks, if you want that item, that's where to find it. Another good reason to have a flying character in your party at all times. They're really great for retrieving out-of-the-way items, even though that wasn't one anybody could get. So what about the Mirage Robe real quick? It's basically an upgrade to the Robe armor that we've already seen. A little bit better defense, much better magic defense. And we're going to be seeing those up until the end of the game. They're going to remain useful. Not the best defensive item, but just for that magic defense. It's great for characters who naturally have high defense, but are more susceptible to magic attacks. So, get to see that next battle. Hein here, not threatened in the least bit by the skeletons, who are much weaker here and easier to manage than they are in Warsong. In that game, you pretty much had to have a priest class or monks going after them. That was your best and only bet. Or just an overpowered general who could attack first. But in this game, they're much easier to take down due to their lower defense, much lower defense. 12 base? What happened, guys? Oh, those old rotten bones. He should have been more selective in his conjuring there. He must have picked the most decrepit of cadavers. Yeah. His loss, our gain. Take it away, guardsmen. Yeah, not as effective as monks against them, but still, when they have the numbers advantage or good enough commander bonuses, they're more than sufficient. Still don't want to get too reckless with them though. Sit you guys down. We need to get Liana closer so we can make the most of that undead spell. I'm really just waiting to put that into action. Just get rid of all these knuckleheads. And also not get our troops confused because they both have guardsmen. It's one of the easiest but worst mistakes you can make in a battle is moving a troop next to a general who is not their own commander, because they're using the same type of units. That's right up there with forgetting to move a general completely because they're out of sight. Yeah, move it along, people. Everybody huddle up back inside where it's safe and quiet. Thankfully, the necromancers don't ever target the civilians with thunder. At least I haven't seen it before. Not that they're within range, so I guess we wouldn't. And he's just going to keep pelting away at them, which is smart. He's weakening the troops. It's not doing much to Hein himself, but we're losing men now as a result. And I don't like it. But he's only got one lizard man. He cast attack, really pointless. Because the attack and defense buffs in this particular version of Langrisser 2, at least, they do not affect the commanders, only their troops. Which is unfortunate. I mean, come on, who wouldn't love to see Elwin with an attack boost in addition to his troops? But no, I guess they said it would be a little bit too busted at that point, so they said no. But it applies to the enemy too, at least, so I can live with it. Serpent Knights, while not as While not as sturdy as they are in Warsong, they're still tough to kill even on land. They tend to have good defense, so it might take a collective effort to bring him down. These soldiers though, even though they're in water, because 30% on the shoreline, 50% bonus in the water itself, with their low defense, it's so abysmal it doesn't matter. Now I'm not saying right off lizardmen entirely, they can be deadly in certain situations, but a lot of it has to do with who they're up against. Any general can take them down no problem, provided they have the type of attack that has a strike first animation. You can kill them before they even reach you. So knight characters who charge in, like the silly little chaps they are, they're the ones who stand to be in the most danger. We don't have any of them over here except for Elwin, because he's our only knight anyway at this point. Scott would be a little susceptible as well too, because he attacks from a distance, but it's a very slow animation, so he might take a few blows as well. And Cherie took some damage there, which isn't good, but it was enough to bring him down. We're going to start moving Elwin into position. He's our ace in the hole, if we need him. But let's see. He's at 6, got that attack up, but it's not affecting him. We just talked about that. I think we'll just hold off for now, there's no rush. He's the only one left over there. And now I have to treat before I can use Turn Undead. Poor spirits indeed, they didn't deserve this, no matter who they were. Brought them back to life just so that they can die all over again. Horrible, horrible fate. So we'll try to make it as quick as possible, it's the least we can do. Put them back in the earth where they belong. Food for the future. And level up. Hey guys, I'm not being grisly, it's a circle of life, it's a circle of life. All is as it should be. I'm sure you all are big enough you can handle the facts of things though. Don't need to sugarcoat anything. I mean, imagine how terrible the world would be if nobody and nothing ever died. You know? Not as pleasant as you might think it would be. To say nothing of the overpopulation problems that would come about. Now, it's debatable whether overpopulation is a real legitimate issue right now in the world, because there's different angles to approach it from, but make no mistakes, if nobody ever died, oh, without a doubt, it would get quite crazy. So let's not even get into that. What can these guys do against him? A little bit. Just enough to keep him from casting, that's really all we needed. And they're surrounded so he can't attack them next turn, because he's going to want to treat, trust me. That's if he gets the chance to. Will he get the chance? Ah, yes he will. Okay, you guys get some more health, so I don't burn through all of my men. Alright, and they're going to pray at the altar. Pray for some level ups for us, guys. That'll be helpful. Okay. I should probably consider healing Hein now, just in case. He'll probably be fine though. Really need to get Liana some MP. Our men are falling hard and fast. One after another. Oh! But I hear the siren. I hear the call. Help is on the way. In the form of Keith and his griffins. And did he say princess? Would he be talking about Cherie? I guess so. She is a princess, in fact. Interesting. Definitely doesn't dress the part, does she? But then again, how many princesses in video games do? Okay. And not quite. Because he doesn't have any men left, right? So it's okay if we get rid of him. There's kind of hoping for that, actually. So, watch these monks. I won't be surprised if they take no damage. Oh, okay. Oh, he has 30 attack. Yeah, that's pretty decent. They'll be okay, though. I'll make sure of it. Gotta keep them alive a little bit longer. And Hein's gonna help out with that. This thunder, hopefully. You're turning who into zombies? Get your facts straight. Gonna have to survive first. Speaking of survival, let's be about that ourselves. It's so tough to not sing along with this track, you have no idea. I don't know, this might be my favorite song in the game. It's between this and the final battle theme, which clearly we have a long way to go before we hear that, but it's fantastic. It's between those two for sure. Alright, as much as I want to attack him, it'd probably be a bad idea. With Cherie, I mean. These griffins, they can do it. He's at 7, he won't kill them no matter what. And they did pretty good against him, okay? Yeah, best way to counter C units in this game, typically, is flyers. And keep in mind, griffins are low-level flyers. We will get something stronger. So, yeah, something to look forward to. Among many other things. And gonna pull them back. They're gonna be needed in the south here momentarily. Besides, Scott's got this, and with Aaron supporting, and Cherie's no slouch herself, and Keith has just joined the fray. Although we don't want him to take any experience just yet, which is why we've got that Serpent Knight surrounded. Don't want him swooping in with his hawks. It will most likely be a kill. Keith will join us, so it wouldn't be the worst case scenario. And notice he said, behold the power of Kal'Zath's aerial troops. Keith reports directly to Cherie, who is from Kal'Zath Castle. But before I talk about that, we have an assassin who's just showed up. And no, Keith, you don't take care of it. We want Elwin to take care of it, which is why we've got him there. And this is another reason why I gave him horsemen, not just for the mobility. But the assassin counts as a soldier class, so naturally the knights will have the advantage against him. He's holding a secret item. We have to defeat him to retrieve it. That's what we're gonna do. And look, he's got nothing but soldiers. Ah, I smell a massacre in the making. And they're in the trees. We should have a clean sweep here, and we do. Tier 1 horsemen do suffer a bit in the defense department, so we will take some damage, but we should have no problem routing them. And 8 is still respectable health if we needed to use them again. And let me see. We should have exactly enough men to finish them off in this turn, potentially. No, we don't, because he's got 3 other troops and himself. Oh, and they didn't even finish them off for some reason. Next turn though, for sure. The question is, do I want to attack him directly and risk killing him in one go? Yeah, we definitely don't want to bother with the attack up. We don't need it. I'm going to play it safe and take them out. Because yes, I want him to stay at full health for the assassin. As long as he's healthy when he charges in, he should have no problems against him. And let's go ahead and use... trying to figure out where Keith's going to go. Wherever the most action is, probably. But we can go ahead and move them down. That just leaves him and 1 soldier. Now Scott, what to do with him? I think we won't need him. Between Aaron and Cherie. But you know what? I kind of would like Scott to get a level if he can do it. And he couldn't quite do it. So, who to give it to? If his griffins can do it. No, they can't. They didn't have enough health. Shouldn't be surprised by that. So it goes to Aaron after all. Ooh, wasn't sure if he'd be able to do it with 27 attack, but he did. And the knight there was carrying a large shield, and he learned heal 1, so actually that was a good course of events. Again, the more people who can heal, the better. Because they can play a great supporting role when all else fails. So that worked out well. And there are going to be patches where it's hard to keep Aaron with the rest of the class. Unless you prioritize him. Oh, check out that turn undead. Easiest way to gain level ups with her. That just took the wind out of all their sails, didn't it? Now, they would have an advantage in the trees. We're going to hold off because he still has a troop left. We don't want to throw away that experience. So we're just going to be patient here. Take this time to recuperate. Be patient. Let them come to us even. We can handle them. Start moving these guys down. At this point, the battle's pretty much in the bag. Again, it's very difficult for the first couple of turns, and it really has to do with keeping these chuckleheads alive. But they're well out of harm's way again, so... No. Oh. Here comes that thunder. There goes the guard. That's only a few of them left, not even worth turning dead at this point. We can probably just move in. So onwards we go to thwart the wicked schemes of the blah blah blah. Might as well get some easy experience by healing. And bring them back. I think we're gonna swing her over to the west. They probably won't need the help, but Elwin definitely doesn't need it. So won't worry about him. He's got more than enough cavalry on his side to finish this up. In fact, we'll start off with the 9 just because we can. They won't kill them, but the next group can. Just want to make this as easy as possible. Want a guaranteed victory here. Elwin should have enough defense to stand up to the assassin, no problem. But we're going to soften him up first if we can. Look at that 40 attack. Ooh, nasty. But not nasty enough. And we get a double axe. Nobody wants to die, but when it's your turn, what can you do? And with his good movement, he can catch up too, possibly. If only to get him more experience. Now that double axe, if you remember the evil axe from Warsong, aka Langrisser, same basic thing. It raises defense. Oh, pardon me. It raises attack tremendously at the cost of some defense points. I find it more useful in this game, but you still got to be careful who you give it to. It's really useful later on in the game when characters have much higher defense, especially if you give somebody a Runestone to boost their overall stats. Give them the double axe for that really high attack, and the knock to their defensive capabilities won't be nearly as detrimental as it would be otherwise. But if you give it to a mage or a caster, provided they can even equip it due to class restraints, you're taking a big risk there. But again, in certain situations, it's the smart way to play it. We'll be getting a lot of use out of it no matter what, so you'll see it around. Make no mistake. Come on. Where you going? Oh, back to the enemy phase. Yeah, Keith's gonna try to catch up. We're just gonna try to keep him out of this fight. But don't worry, you'll get to see him in full view next scenario, I'm sure. Little birdie told me he's bound to join the team. And I probably don't even need to bring them along, but a little backup never hurts. What can I say? I like to have extra options as well. I think I do want to keep prioritizing Liana as far as experience though. The sooner she gets up to her next class, that'll be even better. And we don't want to neglect Hein as well either, because again, the road to Summoner is a long, hard, arduous one. The sooner he makes it though, the easier life's going to be for everybody on our team, because summoning beasts, creatures, and deities, can't beat it. Here you get to see a rare backdrop there, the graveyard. I think this is the only fight where it even crops up, so glad you got to see that. It's not going to help the zombie much. You think he'd have home court advantage, but not so much. The zombie skeleton. Tomato potato. Oh, you don't stand. Yeah, no hope at all for you. Go back to sleep, please. So at this point we just have a couple of necromancers. Only one of them would even attack on the next round. So yeah, I think everything's gonna be okay for this town. No thanks to you, Keith. But hey, better late than not at all. And again with the thunder, which honestly is probably better than an attack. A physical attack, I mean. Here we go. Once again, not that Elwin is needed. Scott, just gonna bring him in close. You see how quick he caught up though? Now, if you're thinking flying units in general snap the game in half, they don't, because they do have naturally low defense once again, so this game is pretty good about its checks and balances. No matter how overpowered a unit or a general or class may seem at times, it's only in certain situations. They all have their specialties and their drawbacks. It's all about using them effectively, so don't be deceived. Again, that's unless you're giving somebody multiple runestones, attempting to max out their stats, which I've never done, but who knows, before this is all said and done, we may see that in one form or another. Definitely not for the main playthrough here though, it wouldn't happen. I think the only way it would be possible even, without using the level skip, Mirage Robe obtained. The only way it'd be possible is if you just give all the experience to one character and give them all the runestones, and even then it would be difficult. And your other characters would suffer as a result, so not gonna do that. Yeah. No heart from the heartless here. Yeah, what's going on in the castle? Oh, the Blue Dragon Knights, that's Leon's group. They're headed to Kalzah. By the way, Kalzah Castle, does that sound remotely familiar to anybody? Does this remind you of anything else? Kalzah? I believe there was a character in Warsong Langrisser by the name of Lance Kalzah's? Kalzah's Kalzah. There couldn't be a connection there, could it? What do you guys think? I don't know. But I have a feeling we'll have more to talk about that subject in the next scenario. But before that, let's let the villagers express their gratitude with a runestone. Ah yes, and remember, even if you don't want to use all the runestones you'll acquire, they're still worth nabbing for that high resale value. So, oh, level 9 for Liana, that's great. And everybody else is doing pretty good too. So I like where this is going, but that's it for now. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and for the support. Please join me next time when we embark upon Scenario 8. Until then, have a wonderful day, wherever you may be, and hopefully, I'll see you soon.